Parliament of Uganda starts the vaccination process for the members of Parliament today. We have the report in our bulletin today. Welcome to TV Africa News. Hope you had a beautiful day. This is Africa Today. My name is Nahawa Kajura, but first to the headlines. The National Unity Platform lawyer Anthony Wameli said Parliament has lost patriotism and servant spirit, now on selfish interests. Parliament starts the vaccination process for the members of Parliament. Government Chief Whip Nankabirwa urges farmers to continue investing in agriculture. Kenya issues ultimatum to UNHCR to close the Bab Kakuma refugee camps. And in our sports today, Coach Mubiru is confident Uganda Cranes will finish the job in Malawi. Well, let's have the news in detail. The National Unity Platform lawyer Anthony Wameli said Parliament today is no longer debating issues that affect people rather than promoting President Museveni's mission. This was his message in regards to the commemoration of the 100 years since Parliament started in 1921. We have more.
Many people, including politicians and experts, have come out with different comments on the performance of the Parliament, especially in the 21st century. In her national address, the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Alitwala Kadaga, said amongst the achievements to celebrate is Parliament being in control of local citizens, and it has performed well with passing fundamental bills. However, the National Unity Platform lawyer Anthony Wameli disagrees with Speaker Kadaga, saying that the Parliament is no longer debating issues rather than promoting President Museveni and the National Resistance Movement missions.
You look at members of Parliament and you want to laugh. The debate, the way the NRM has handled the Parliament, because they have the majority, and they use the majority to actually abuse instead of using Parliament. You see, if you have the majority and you pass laws that everyone sees are good, then you will be using the majority in the best sense. So that is the challenge we have with Parliament, that it is no longer a debating Parliament. It is not about issues. It's about what President Museveni wants. If he wants the amendment into the Constitution, then it will pass. If he wants a law on public owner management, it will pass. If he wants a law on extending his Chisanja, it will pass. Otherwise, if we had a Parliament that can even fail such an attempt by someone to survive a tenure, then we would say we have a Parliament. But if we can't, we have seen budgets go through Parliament, and I always ask myself, we talk of classified expenditures, we talk of supplementary budgets on State House, and after that we come out and complain. How can you say that the State House has taken hundreds of billions, then within a few months they have come back to collect more? Then you have a Parliament where the Speaker is lamenting that government is giving out rotten food, but she's giving them more money through the same Parliament to buy more food, which is not going to be given to the people.
Mr. Wameli expressed his dissatisfaction in some members who put their interests in front of people, which has transformed into lack of patriotism caused by improper system.
Saying, for a very long time I have been watching Parliament distribute money to itself, but this time I will not. I'm not going to allow it. I will stop it. Now, he has no capacity to say that or to do that in the law and in an ideal Parliament. But in the kind of Parliament we have, he is actually saying he can and he will stop that, and that is interference. The challenge we have with Parliament is the challenge we have with the whole system and the whole country. People have lost that patriotism. People have lost that servant spirit. People are now so selfish. People are now on survival, probably because the system has impoverished us. The system has killed self-motivation.
He proposed to have a speaker who is non-partisan so that the Parliament can have balance in debate and decision-making.
Until Parliament can stop a president, it is not Parliament. And that is where we are now. It is not proper for the speaker to say that the Parliament is in the hands of the people. we are trying, and I think she's saying the parliament is supposed to be in the hands of the people. That's the right statement. Not that the parliament is in the hands of the people. You wait for the race. The voting of speakership is when you will know that the parliament is not in the hands of the people. It is in the hands of some other individuals. So it's not true. We are trying to regain that power where parliament can sit and decide on issues.
TV Africa News, Kachanchu Mtabazi reporting.
Thank you so much, our reporter Kachanchu. Now, the government chief whip, Honorable Ruth Nankabirwa, has encouraged residents of Chibogo district to invest more in agriculture to fight poverty in their homes. Honorable Nankabirwa was on official tour sanctioned by President Museveni to check on the progress of 4 model program which government passes help to farmers over the country. Let's have more.
During her official visit sanctioned by President Museveni, Honorable Nankabirwa visited different farmers in different areas that make Chiboga district. As a big leader in Chiboga, Nankabirwa started up a program known as Chisoboka Send a Pig, where she has extended help to different farmers, especially in Chiboga district. Nankabirwa said she started with little by planting eucalyptus trees, which she has used to set up clubs and also for commercial use.
So today we are here in Chiboga, and in particular I'm at my farm where I have a number of enterprises. I am into piggery, I'm into dairy cattle, I am into poultry, but all in all, I use very cheap materials to construct whatever I construct here. I started by planting eucalyptus purposely to do the construction using my own wood, my own source of timber from the farm, because that is the cost which makes people fear to venture into.
Honorable Nankabirwa told us why she started Chisoboka project and the progress it has achieved. At this farm, a number of enterprises are carried on, including farming, piggery, cattle keeping and poultry, where she earns a lot of money per day.
The program called Chisoboka, meaning it's possible for you to move away from where you are to another level where you are able to earn money from whatever little piece of land that you have. I started with the piggery, and I offered free pigs to people who indicated that they will be able to look after them. So we give you one. When it produces like 12 piglets, we will leave you with your 10 piglets or 11 piglets, and we take away the big one, the mother, plus 1 piglet. We give it to another person. When it produces, we also it's rotational, and it's working out very well. And we teach you how to use the manure from whatever you are doing. I have goats here. It is possible that you can look after goats on a small area. So whenever I exceed 100, I divide and take some of the goats into deep in the village where I have a big piece of land. So people have been able to come here and learn. The problem is that they want free things. Now I am going to change to make sure that I really begin earning money. There is money in piggery. There is. You can be able to get like 1.5 million times 2 from 1 pig.
Nankabirwa encouraged all farmers to also start up with little to get more.
Well, thank you so much, our reporter. Now, the Ministry of Health has started vaccinating current members of Parliament and all Parliament staff against COVID-19. The exercise that is expected to end on Friday was communicated by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, on the floor of Parliament on Tuesday. We have more.
According to Acting Director of Communication, Ms. Helena Kawesa, the ministry will need about 1,000 doses to cover the 457 current members, MPs-elect, and over 400 staffs. Uganda commenced vaccination exercise against COVID-19 on March 10th with health workers. Currently, Uganda has received a total of 964,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. TV Africa on March 17th learned that 100,000 doses have been distributed to security forces, including army, police, and prisons. 21,253,527 people have been vaccinated. Dr. Alfred Duwale, the head of communication at the ministry, said they resolved to roll out all doses available for the first shot as the country awaits another consignment in May that will be used to administer the second dose. Each individual is given 2 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. According to Dr. Duwale, those who receive the first dose can wait up 3 months before the next dose according to the new evidence. Katende Chabasinga reporting for TV Africa.
Thank you so much, our reporter Katende. Well, let's go for a quick break. We shall come back with more news. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching TV Africa, The Right to Know. The Kenyan government has issued 2-week ultimatum to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees to provide a roadmap for the closure of the Dadaab and Kakuma refugee camps. Let's have the report.
In a statement issued on Wednesday by Fred Matiang'i, the Kenyan Cabinet Secretary for the Interior to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, Local Representative Fathia Abdallah, the government said there is no room for further negotiations. The Dadaab camp, located in the semi-arid town of Garissa County, was set in 1992 and jointly run by the Kenyan Department of Refugee Affairs and the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. As of March 2019, the camp hosted some 210,556 refugees, according to the United Nations, with 202,381 from Somalia, with 56% of them being children, and 55,000 from South Sudanese. Over the years, the camp has faced overcrowding, leading to a spillover of refugees into land well beyond the official boundaries of the camp. According to the UN, most of the refugees were driven from their home country by civil war.
Thank you so much, our reporter. Now, moving on to Nigeria, the new Chinese-built train has created a link between Nigeria's economic hub, Lagos, and the city of Ibadan, easing transport for travelers who are exhausted by the chaotic Lagos traffic. We have more.
The new Chinese-built train began partial route operations in December 2020 and provides a faster and cheaper way to travel between the two cities. Nigeria, Africa's most populous nation of 200 million people, is pushing ahead with reviving its railways despite years of frustrating delays. Jerry Oke, Lagos District Manager of the Nigeria Railway Corporation, said that apart from the passenger train they are doing, they also have the track that goes into the port and have the addendum to Tin Can Port. The train is still operating skeletal services because of ongoing construction works at the tracks and stations. When fully operational, it is estimated the train's frequency will increase and its speed will increase to 160 kilometers per hour.
Well, thank you so much, our reporter. Now, moving on to issues of fighting corruption in South Africa. The Judicial Commission of Inquiry has said that President Cyril Ramaphosa will in April testify before the commission on allegations of looting and corruption when his predecessor Jacob Zuma was in power. We have more.
The chairman of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry into allegations of state capture, George Raymond Zondo, told the public during a hearing broadcast on television that President Ramaphosa is summoned for 4 days, April 22nd, 23rd, 28th, and 29th. Ramaphosa will testify in his capacity as leader of the ruling African National Congress, as well as president and former vice president of the country between 2014 and 2018. The commission is probing allegations of looting and corruption, which resulted in billions being stolen during Zuma's time in office. A number of senior officials, including Zuma, his former cabinet members, and chief executive officers of state-owned entities have been implicated. TV Africa News, Kachanchu Mtabazi reporting. This week, the Uganda Parliament commemorates 100 years in existence since 2021.
It is Africa Today. Thank you so much, Harry Potter. Now, thousands of anti-coup activists took to the streets in Myanmar on Thursday, March 25th, a day after a nationwide silence struck, saw businesses shut and people stay at home in protest against the military coup in the country. We have more.
According to the Hintha Media Corporation, at least 2 people were injured, with no other reports immediately of casualties elsewhere, when police broke up a street demonstration in the city of Maulamin and arrested 20 people. In a sign of further international pressure over a February 1st coup, the United States is planning to impose sanctions on 2 conglomerates controlled by Myanmar's military, according to sources familiar with the matter. While the scale of the street protests had been dropping in recent days, activists called for a big demonstration on Thursday. At least 286 people have been killed as the security forces employ lethal force to quell unrest, according to the Assistance Association for Political Prisoners activist group.
Thank you so much, Harry Potter. Now let's go for a quick break. We shall come back with more news. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching TV Africa, the right to know. In our business news today, Ivory Coast has been ranked the 4th largest rubber producer in the world, according to the country's Association for Natural Rubber Professionals, with Malaysia still in the lead, producing nearly 90% of the world's rubber trees. We have more.
Ivory Coast produced nearly 1 million tons of natural rubber in 2020, which represents 80% of the continent's latex. The West African country was previously ranked 7th globally and is now aiming at increasing production to top the world in rubber production. Demand for Ivory Coast rubber has particularly grown strong in Asia, a shift from its traditional destinations like Europe. In recent years, new plantations have proliferated as farmers switch from cocoa to rubber in search of more stable incomes. Ivory Coast, Africa's largest rubber producer, is still hoping to double production to 2 million tons despite a hit by world prices on raw materials.
Well, away from business, in our health news today, after the European Union Medicine Agency confirmed the safety of the vaccine, Kenyans are slowing turning up to get AstraZeneca jabs at the Machakos Government Hospital in Nairobi. We have more.
Nurse Juliana Mwendu Machakos from Government Hospital in Nairobi said that ever since the rumors that the vaccine was causing blood clots initially, the numbers were down, but after the European countries confirmed that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages, there has been a large turnout of numbers. A blood clot scare in Europe, leading to the suspension of the AstraZeneca jabs, dampened spirits in this East African nation about the vaccine. Kenya's Ministry of Health had initially said that only medical staff, teachers and police can get vaccinated, although their turnout for the jabs is still low.
Thank you so much, Harry Potter. Now, in our sports news today, Uganda Cranes assistant coach Abdallah Mubiru is optimistic that the team can seal qualifications away against Malawi on Monday next week. Let's have more.
Mubiru, who was in charge of the game in the absence of the head coach Jonathan McKinstry, was left disappointed that the team couldn't score all the 3 points against Burkina Faso at home St. Mary's Stadium yesterday.
We've had a game where I feel we were unlucky, but we accept the results because we believe there's nothing that happens without God's decision. So that's how God planned for it. But the guys put up a good performance. They put up a good fight. We tried our level best to score a goal. We couldn't score it. But however, mathematically, we already knew even before that game that it won't end here. We have to finish the job in Malawi by securing at least a point. Even if we had won, still we would be at 10 points. Also, if we lose to Malawi, they would also be coming to 10 points and still. So at any cost, we wanted a point away. So we can as well feel happy with the point. Then we are going back to the drawing board and prepare for the next encounter, the final one.
He was, however, impressed with the fighting spirit of the players, especially in the second half, and he is confident that the team can get positive result away in Malawi.
For me, I'm happy with the boys' performance, more especially in the second half. We lifted our tempo and we played much better football and we created at least half chances. But as the coach said, we still needed to get results in Malawi, even though we had won today. We still needed to go to Malawi and fight, so it's still in our hands. We still have to fight harder. We didn't need any favors from anyone, so we need to do ourselves a favor and get results. We need to play total football, not sitting back, because it might cause more problems if you sit back. But those are tactics for the coach. But I'm happy with the boys at the moment, and I think if we carry on the momentum from this game, we will get positive results on Monday.
Uganda Queens captain Dennis Msindo Nyango is also confident that the chance of qualifying for next year's Total Africa Cup of Nations is still within reach despite goalless draw at home against Burkina Faso. Uganda played out a barren stalemate with the West African side Burkina Faso yesterday at St. Mary's Stadium, Chitende. Uganda remains second in Group B on 8 points and need just a point against Malawi on Monday 29th March 2021 to qualify. Katende Chawasinga reporting for TV Africa.
Thank you so much, our reporter. Now, still in our sports news today, the Stallions of Burkina Faso have qualified for the 2021 African Cup of Nations finals after a goalless draw with the Uganda Cranes at St. Mary's Stadium on Wednesday, 24th March 2021. We have more.
Burkina Faso made the continental football fiesta even with a game in hand against South Sudan on 9 points ahead of Uganda's 8 points, who face off Malawi on Monday next week. Uganda Queens had a better of the game with an avalanche of goal scoring opportunities created, including Ibrahim Oliti's header razzed off the crossbar. Burkina Faso celebrated a point that attained them qualification to AFCON 2021 ahead of their last game at home against South Sudan in Ouagadougou. Meanwhile, Uganda Queens still has the chance to seal the second slot in the group with a win or draw in Malawi on Monday 29th of March 2021. Katende Chawasinga reporting for TV Africa.
Now, before we end our bulletin, let's have a recap of our top stories. The National Unity Platform lawyer Anthony Wameli said Parliament has lost patriotism and servant spirit, now on selfish interests. Parliament starts the vaccination process for the members of Parliament. Government Chief Whip Nankabirwa urges farmers to continue investing in agriculture. Kenya issues ultimatum to UNHCR to close the Bab Kakuma refugee camps. And in our sports today, Coach Mubiru is confident Uganda Cranes will finish the job in Malawi. Thank you so much for being with us from where we started. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We shall keep updating you. It is TV Africa, the right to know.
This is Africa, and that was the news.